know what would have been cooler? If the whole time we thought Gohan sucked, and then at the ending he's like, it's a good thing I've been trained a hyperbolic time chamber, goes in that beast form, I'll be like, damn! And this whole, like, that would have been a cooler, like, twist, this whole thing. All right, guys, so me and Scott are back to talk about Dragon Ball Super.
It's been a while since we talked about any Dragon Ball related thing.
The last thing we talked about was Broly, and now we're talking about the new movie, which is Dragon Ball Super Hero.
Yeah, I gotta say the name was very corny to me, but overall this movie, in my opinion, was better than a lot of the newer Dragon Ball movies. That's just out of my experience, my opinion.
I have a different opinion in the sense that it's hard for me to say this movie's better than Broly because I'm not. First of all, I like Broly. There's aspects of Broly I liked, but if you guys seen our last review, I had some grievances with Broly. I felt like, for starters, Broly didn't really have a goal. So even when they wanted free Broly, it was like, what does Broly really want to do? I felt like the part with Bardock inside the Broly movie was too convenient. Like for whatever reason, he just distrusts Frieza and just felt like, oh, I'm going to throw Goku to a planet. Like, that seemed too convenient. And then I just feel like the stakes were not there because we knew that Goku and Vegeta could just defeat them in a moment.
Well, yeah, for me, it was like the fights in Broly are amazing and probably way better, in my opinion. I think the fighting for sure was better. But in terms of story and plot, like, there's at least more of a semblance of a plot in this movie than there was in a lot of the previous ones, which is literally bad guy shows up, let's fight.
Yeah, for the most part. But let's go into this movie before we make it a Broly. Because again, there are things I liked about this movie, like you said, the story. I feel like the marketing was interesting because the way they framed the marketing, it made it seem like it was a Gohan movie, but in reality, Piccolo's basically
the main character.
Yeah, basically, this is a Piccolo movie.
Yeah. That's what I liked about it too. It was because it's not always on Goku and Vegeta. Yeah. Because I feel like they've had so much screen time lately that all the other characters have gotten lost. But I will say, just because I thought of it right now, one big negative I have is that it doesn't feel like a continuation of Super, or at least like the end of Super. Yeah. Because Dragon Ball Super at the end, Gohan had already gotten back to his ultimate form. Yeah. Like Ultimate Gohan, he achieved it again. Yeah. Like he did that training thing. And then Krillin was stronger as well. Yeah. And then Boo, I guess, whatever.
He fell asleep like always. That's the trope.
Yeah, but like it felt like they reverted back to the Tournament of Power. Yeah. And then had to do it again. So it felt very repetitive. That's the aspect I didn't like. But I'm glad they went beyond and actually gave Gohan like a new form.
Yeah.
And Piccolo too.
I'll definitely get there to my gripes, but I want to keep it right now for the positives. I also love the fact that they're sort of self-aware now. Like even like Dragon Ball, like even the new villain who's like Dr. Jojo's son, he's like, oh yeah, I know you grandson, which is interesting. Like even him is like, oh yeah, I know you have this kind of quote unquote gun using against me, but I honestly just want to create superheroes, right? And it's like, it's almost like the show's self-aware of like, we don't really need to be this doesn't need to be a problem, but we want to make it a problem kind of a thing. So I kind of like that, as well as like the Dragon Balls, where it's like, this is how petty the Dragon Balls has been. Like Bulma just wants to fix her like face and butt, and it's just,
you know how like Piccolo's supposed to be smart?
Yeah.
I don't like that they've really dumbed down all the characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Vegeta had some decent strategies back then with the Dragon Balls. Maybe Vegeta's like the smartest one now, but
he is.
But probably like Gohan should be really smart too. Yeah. And then Piccolo should be smart as well. But they're just not. You know, like 2 wishes. You could have done so much with those 2 wishes. Yeah. And the fact that, I don't know, back in the day when Frieza wanted to be immortal, like that is such a good wish, you know? Yeah. Why doesn't Bulma just wish for herself to be immortal and now she never has to worry anymore? There's just so many things that they could do with those wishes that make way more sense other than like growing an inch on your
exactly
like whatever.
I did, or you know, getting
eyelids,
or getting the BBLs.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, man. That I know it's for jokes, but like at the same time, like I remember the old days where Dragon Balls were actually useful. You know?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Again, I'm trying to avoid not getting to my gripes because I have big gripes for this movie as well. But yeah, I agree with you on that. But I also what I really did like was I like that they did have a time skip because Pan is definitely now older, and we're getting close to the end of Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z ended with Goku training Oob, and that was a time skip. So I like that, and seeing Goten and Trunks finally older, because it's like that was one gripe I had with Super, where it's like I'm pretty sure it's been over a couple of years, but they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I'm finally glad they aged them up, and it just I found the comedic aspect, it worked perfectly because like Dragon Ball itself was very comedic. So I like the aspect of like Piccolo is worried about these problems, but all these other characters don't care because most of them are super strong, right? So they're like, the Earth, it's whatever. And Piccolo's like, dude, we gotta take care of something. Like, this is a dangerous thing. So it's like, it's a very fun, definitely a very fun film. And I would agree the story from the first, from the first to second act, the third act is really what killed the story for me. But the story-wise, the first to the second act, it was really cool. And I actually liked the villains, even though it was used to trick the scientists. I like their perspective of, these guys are crazy. Like, we got Majin Buu destroyed the Earth, but we're friends. Piccolo destroyed the Earth, but we're friends. So they actually acknowledge like these people could be seen as like, terrorists to the Earth, even though they protect the Earth. So I kind of like that aspect to the story as well.
Yeah, I mean, technically they were villains that pretty much were extremely world-threatening planet, like especially Vegeta.
Yeah.
But everyone becomes like an ally eventually.
Exactly.
And then even Frieza's like roaming around, so it's like it's interesting that Gohan would be like, we don't have to worry about anything. Like, and then the fact that Goku and Vegeta are just off planet. Yeah. So it's like, I think you kind of do. Like, what if Frieza just shows up randomly? And what if that was Frieza? Frieza could just end the planet like that. So
that's true.
So it's not like Goku and Vegeta are always around. So they do need at least someone to be guarding the Earth.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely need that. So fun fact, apparently what's his name? The Red Ribbon...
Magenta?
Yeah. Apparently that person who voice acted him is the voice actor for Mario.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know voice actor Mario does anything but Mario. So that was a very interesting thing. And I thought the performances were good, although to me, Piccolo sound way too much like All Might. Like at one point, I literally could have just closed my eyes and it's like, is that All Might?
Oh, really? I didn't get that at all.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I know they're the same voice actor, but it's like, I felt like his Piccolo and All Might used to be different, but now it literally, like, if I close my eyes, I can't even tell. Is it All Might talking or Piccolo talking?
Yeah, well, Piccolo, Piccolo, I feel has become more comedic over time.
Yeah.
Where back then he was a bit more serious.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the voice actor is just like trying to balance that.
Yeah.
But I loved Piccolo's performance in this movie overall, or just what he did, his character. Like him trying to push Gohan and everything. It was sort of counter to him like saying, oh yeah, like this is serious, because he didn't exactly treat it as too serious, considering he actually went through with kidnapping Pan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And his new transformation was interesting.
Oh yes, I loved his new transformation. I'm glad Piccolo actually gets a transformation.
Yeah.
Like that was something that I like.
It's like Broly Piccolo.
Broly Piccolo, exactly.
Punch, nothing happens.
Exactly. And then I like the callback. Like I like a lot of the callbacks, like the King Piccolo joke, where it's like, well, it's complicated, where it's like he technically is that guy, but he's not. So it's like I like the callback jokes. So there were definitely entertaining movie, all that. But I guess I should start getting to my gripes if you have one more positive.
The biggest positive about this movie is that I feel like it's sort of just paying respect to Piccolo as a character and his relationship with Gohan.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest strength of this movie, is the whole like Gohan being in the uniform that he used to be in when he was a teenager. That was my favorite Gohan, by the way. Like Teen Gohan was my favorite character.
Definitely.
After he got older, I sort of liked him a little bit more, but he started doing the Saiyaman stuff. He started like, I did like Ultimate Gohan as well, but he didn't seem to earn it at that stage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At least this one, at the same time, he got his new form and everything, and it did seem a little bit like not earned as well.
I agree with you on that one.
It just seemed like Piccolo was getting hurt on purpose, and then he was fine afterwards.
Yeah.
He didn't even die.
Exactly.
Like if he died, then maybe it would be more earned. But I still liked his new form, and I still liked the fact that he got to take the spotlight again. Like Gohan and Piccolo.
I liked the performance when he got his new form. He's like, oh, I can do that too. And I was just like, dang, he got that Super Saiyan 3, cocky, confident voice. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Got the special beam cannon too, to sort of like as a metaphor of like, oh yeah, I'm using Piccolo's move that he didn't teach it to him, but like it's Piccolo's move versus Kamehameha, which is
Goku's move.
Roshi's, but
technically Goku stole it.
Yeah, but it sort of indicates how like, oh, Gohan is more, his real father is the Piccolo.
I feel like there can be brothers, because even Pan calls Piccolo uncle, so I feel like they're more brothers.
Maybe. I feel like Piccolo was sort of a father figure to Gohan in a lot of ways.
To be fair, I guess we can call it brothers, fathers, whatever. But I guess I could start my gripes, because I have a lot of gripes of this movie. Okay. So I'll start with minor ones, and then I'll get to bigger ones. The minor one, it was the Gotenks thing. Because on one hand, again, I was so happy to see Trunks and Goten finally grow up.
Oh, yeah.
But for them to just fuse and become that fat fusion, like, they've already done that run gag joke with the last movie. So it's like, bruh, like, seriously? Like, we all want to see adult Gotenks, and they give us the fat fusion. So I was just like, bruh, like, that was kind of a gripe for me.
I feel like if Gotenks showed up, he would have been way more useful, and that might have taken away from Gohan and Piccolo.
That's no excuse.
That's definitely no excuse, but it also shows that they haven't done it in a long time, which to me kind of sucks. Like, that was a big gripe for me as well. Is that Trunks and Goten were just kind of useless. Like, I know they did it for comedy, but at the same time, I kind of want to see them do something cool,
Yeah.
Because I feel like they were super useful in the Boo arc, and they were like the center of attention at the Boo arc.
Yeah.
And then Gohan kind of stole it from them. Yeah. With Ultimate Gohan, and then they were kind of irrelevant afterwards. It's Goku and Vegeta after that.
Exactly.
And from then on, it's just been all Goku and Vegeta.
Exactly.
And then now it's sort of back to Gohan, at least for this movie. I just want the characters to. That's the thing about Dragon Ball. I feel like they've never been good at giving the attention to multiple characters in a very good way.
Yeah, exactly.
At once.
Yeah.
Like, it's like everyone takes turns.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Young Justice, which is another show we love.
Yeah.
They do it very well, where like they have teams doing different things that are important.
Yeah.
But then for Dragon Ball, I feel like it's like one big villain, and then each person takes a turn fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't get like a Krillin character arc where it's like, even though he may be weaker than Goku, he gets some sort of like maybe a transformation or something that grows him as well.
Even the Tournament of Power could have been way more creative with how like they did the fights, but it ended up being a lot of one-on-ones.
Exactly.
Like, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. But with my next gripe, it goes back to like you said with the intelligence, because one thing that I didn't like was, I can forgive. So the show always acknowledges the whole idea of like the Dragon Balls being like, you just stop the villains with the Dragon Balls. I can understand like Goku and Vegeta being like, no, we gotta fight them. But I don't get, why didn't Piccolo not use that? Like, Dende literally just says, oh, your pride. I'm like, when has Piccolo ever had pride about saving the planet? Like, this guy literally destroyed the hyperbolic time trailer when Boo came in just because he wanted to trap Boo. So it's just like, again, it's like, that kind of, again, Goku, Vegeta I can forgive, but Piccolo, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they should have just said that they couldn't with Dragon Ball. That seemed like a cop out, because they've never been able to do that before. Like, when have they ever used a Dragon Ball to like wish a bad guy away?
Well, I think that's fair. They haven't, but I think like, as far as the Red Ribbon Army thing, I feel like if they can stop or even depower or whatever, I think that's possible, or give them like a disadvantage or something like.
Yeah, maybe that, but like I think that dialogue should have just been cut out outright, because I don't think, never once, like, otherwise in Namek they could have been like, oh yeah, we wish for Frieza just die or like to go away.
They could, but they just never tried it.
I don't think they can.
I don't think it's a can't thing. I think it's a can't try thing.
I think they can't.
Even with
they could have done that with Cell. They could have done that with so many people.
They could have, but the excuse, because I remember this happened with Future Trunks, where Bulma's like, why can't we just find Dr. Gero's place and then destroy it? And then Goku's all like, nah, we don't want to do that. Like, that ain't cool. And Vegeta's like, yeah, we're warriors. We got to fight them. So it's the...
Okay, I get that. But, like, I'm saying everyone else. You know, because it wasn't Goku making the wish on Namek.
Yeah.
It was Dende through who, like Piccolo? Or I can't remember. So who is telling Dende to make wishes on the Namek arc? Do you remember?
I think it was Krillin and
no, Krillin's dead. Krillin's dead.
Wait, no, are you talking about the part when they they bring them back to life? Because remember they're fighting.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're fighting Frieza.
Yeah, Dende brought everyone back to life, and then they transported everyone off planet.
Okay.
Yeah, who was telling Dende to do those things? Was it?
I think it was King Kai. Yeah, King Kai told Dende.
Yeah, I feel like King Kai is pretty smart. He would have been like, oh yeah, wish away Frieza.
I think
wish Frieza as dead.
I think at that point they were, one, Goku was fighting Frieza, and two, they knew the planet was destroying. So their plan was that they thought Frieza would just get destroyed by the planet. And Goku was all like, I want to keep on fighting this guy. No.
I guess, but...
I mean, even since the King Piccolo arc, it's always been the whole, we could just use the Dragon Balls to destroy him. And Goku's like, no, I want to fight this guy.
Really? He said that?
Yeah, there's been moments like that where Kami's like, just kill me and then get the Dragon Balls or something.
That makes no sense because like if Kami's dead, the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, I think they later added that at the end. Yeah. At the end, but Goku somehow remembers that, or Goku tells everyone, which makes me question how Goku's intelligence.
Yeah,
but
there's definitely some inconsistencies. I mean, let us know in the comments if you know whether or not the Dragon Balls can be used to like, I don't know, defeat villains. I think maybe you can put them at a disadvantage, but I don't think you can just outright kill them with the Dragon Balls.
Okay.
Because it has to be within the power of Shenron. If King Piccolo shattered Shenron, I feel like all these other villains are way beyond, like, you know.
Yeah, I guess. They
could have wished for like freaking Babidi to die as well.
Okay, but here's my thing about that. Okay, if they can't wish, so this is the weird thing about that, because obviously the arguments that we can't
although they didn't know about Babidi yet.
Yeah, they can't Babidi. Obviously we can't kill villains, but we can power ourselves up. So as much as I like the callback that Piccolo brought up with the whole getting power up from Guru, same time I didn't like that he uses a wish to make himself stronger.
Yeah, like, I agree.
That was and that's something I'm noticing, especially after watching Dragon Ball, how they have to earn their power, and now it just seems like they're just getting it for, you know, free basically. It's like, hey, I want to be powerful. Okay, like it just kind of ruins the whole theme of Dragon Ball for me, which is the whole point of becoming stronger through work. Yeah,
well, I don't know. For me, it's expectations. I don't really expect great things from a Dragon Ball movie anymore.
Yeah.
I expect some good fights for sure, but like in terms of a good story, like I can't remember when's the last time Dragon Ball had a good movie with like a super solid like storyline. Dragon Ball Z for sure. I love the storylines. Frieza arc, Cell arc is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
for real. Like, and then Buu arc, I enjoyed it as well. All solid stories. Like, it's not just like enemy pops up, fight the enemy. There's some backstory that goes behind it. There's some like, oh yeah, Cell was created from like way back then from the Red Ribbon Army, like Gero and all that stuff. There's more to it than just like enemy pops up, fight the enemy. Done.
Yeah. I see, although I still think Battle of the Gods is still better for me, just because I feel like, because even with this movie, I honestly would say that the action's the weakest part of this movie. Like, I feel like the action, nothing about it is rememberable at all. And even when we got the power-ups, we don't get to spend too much time with the power-ups. Like, Gohan's new power-up was literally like, what, 30 seconds and it was over? Meanwhile, inside Brawly, one thing I can admit, like, what's it called? Gogeta Blue had more of a screen time. We had more of that.
No, for sure.
So that's like
for sure. The other movies have way better action and fight scenes.
So that, and then another thing, what I loved about what's it called, with Battle of the Gods is I just feel like there's better stakes. Like you really feel like it's like if they don't make it, it's over kind of thing. So there's more of a stakes versus this movie. Just the fact, I mean, there's a little bit of stakes with the whole fact that everyone is gone and it's like they have to do it, but the fact that they're too casual and jokeful about it.
Piccolo was way too casual about it.
Exactly.
Sure.
Pan gets kidnapped, but she can just get,
and then the whole Cell Max thing though.
Exactly.
Like, they didn't. I guess bringing back Cell was cool because it sort of represents the whole like Gohan arc.
Yeah.
But so it was definitely nostalgia to that. But like, it wasn't really Cell at all.
It really wasn't.
It was just a name and a sort of aesthetic.
It is.
At least when they brought Frieza back, it's Frieza, you know?
Yeah. I guess that was the point, that they didn't want to just rehash the whole bringing back Frieza, because then it would just, bringing back Cell, because then it would be like, oh, this is just the Frieza movie again. But same time, I feel like it shouldn't have been just Cell Max.
Yeah. If they were going to bring in Cell, at least, I don't know, have some thing where it feels like Cell.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and then I don't know, the Pan not knowing how to fly thing, which
that was kind of forced.
That was forced. I would have it would have been better. I was just thinking, would it have been better if she just was having a hard time doing a Kamehameha, and then at the ending, her and Gohan do Kamehameha together, like a father and daughter Kamehameha. Like,
yeah, that would have been kind of. That
would have been better than just.
But like, how do you even? What's the point of her doing it? Gohan's just so much stronger.
It is, but it would have been. See, this is where, if we've changed the movie in a way where it's like, because apparently the reason why Piccolo was the focus, because originally the creator Akira Toriyama wanted it to be Piccolo, but marketing reasons, they're like, we need to make it Gohan. So that's the reason why Piccolo was kind of like moving the plot, everything, because originally it was supposed to be a Piccolo movie about him trying to save Pan. So what I think, if they could have continued it where they just fight those two superheroes, maybe they fuse or something, and then Gohan just turns to Ultimate Gohan, and then he has Pan with her, and he's like, you want to help me, sweetie, or something, like some cute little thing, and then they do a father and like daughter Kamehameha. That would have been a lot more.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Maybe like Gohan and Piccolo do a special beam cannon together.
Maybe they all do special beam cannon. Maybe that's what it is.
just like that one Broly movie.
Exactly.
Where all three of them were doing Kamehamehas against Broly.
Yeah.
And then Trunks did a little Vegeta on the back. Sort of like how Vegeta did it on Cell.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. There's some good stuff in Dragon Ball where they can pull from, but it can be original, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you remember that moment when Cell was fighting Gohan's Kamehameha with one hand, and then like Vegeta out of nowhere just blasts him in the back, and then Cell's like, Vegeta!
Exactly.
And he gets distracted. And then he gets blasted.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. Like, maybe Pan could have done that distraction.
Something like that. That would have been cool. Yeah, that would have been very cool if they did that. And then I guess my last main gripe, and this goes, kind of goes back to the whole thing with Dragon Ball and inconsistency, is like, number one, how does Goku not know what meditation is? Because he literally learns that in Dragon Ball. Like, that was literally one of the biggest things that helped him. Like,
yeah, that's kind of inconsistent.
That, and then not to mention Ultra Instinct is about like letting go and not thinking. So it's like, the thing that helped you defeat Jiren, you don't even know how. I don't know. It just, that kind of got me out.
That's why you can't. I don't know, man. I feel like you just can't expect certain things from Dragon Ball anymore, and one of them is consistency with the history of the show. Yeah,
but I think it's got worse because it's like, I feel like the movie, the anime, and the manga are all different like adaptations.
Yeah,
because it's like, movie-wise, it's like, or anime-wise, you'd be thinking, can't they just use these power-ups? But they don't show the power-ups in the movies. And then the manga-wise, apparently Frieza has a new power-up in the manga. Vegeta has a new power-up. So then it's like, if that's the case, shouldn't they be worried about that in the movie? But again, it's like, they're all different.
Well, as the final thing, what do you think of Android 1 and 2?
Android 2, oh yeah, we forget about those two. So this is interesting, because I have a theory. I feel like ever since Sane Man or something like that, I feel like Akira Toriyama doesn't even want to write Dragon Ball anymore. He just wants to make superheroes, but he can't because he's forced to do Dragon Ball. So every time he tries to shove in superhero-like stuff, and that's why we had like the Pride Troopers with Universe 11, and now we have these superhero people. So, but overall, I like them. I really did. It would have been cooler if they fought the androids, especially since we know that Android 17 is pretty strong. So it would have been cool to see that. But overall, I like them for the most part.
Yeah, they were cool. I just feel like you just spent a wish, like increasing the size of your ass. Why don't you like spend a wish to revive Android 2?
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought that was gonna happen. I was like, oh, can they just revive the other android?
Yeah, that's sort of what takes me out of it. Like,
yeah.
But overall, it was a fun movie. Oh God, we should not end on negatives, man.
Okay,
it makes me feel like the movie wasn't.
Okay.
It was enjoyable when I was there.
It was definitely an enjoyable experience. Yeah. I think it's a tie with Brawly in the sense where Brawly did better.
Yeah, I think if you're a Gohan fan, like this movie at least like gave him a new transformation and made him like somewhat relevant again, you know?
It did, but
yeah,
I also cringed when Gohan's like, oh, you couldn't sense Piccolo's energy. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I just think they take it too far with like always depowering him back. I from now on, please just do not depower Gohan.
Don't
like, just
depower
stop,
Gohan.
Man. Like, I feel like just because he doesn't train for a while doesn't mean he should be like that weak, you know?
Exactly. But like, let's not depower Gohan. If anything, you know what would have been cooler? If the whole time we thought Gohan sucked, and then at the ending he's like, it's a good thing I've been training the hyperbolic time chamber, goes in that beast form, I'll be like, damn! And this whole, like, that would have been a cooler, like, twist, this whole thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, don't depower Gohan. Keep Piccolo's strength. Let's bring Gotenks back. Like, let's not trash these characters. And Krillin's more than just the standoff character. How dare Bulma say that? That's disrespectful.
For real. Okay, well, let us know your thoughts on the Dragon Ball movie that just came out recently. And if you enjoyed this discussion, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.